can we talk about how much of your business today is heat pressed?
Yeah, it's a lot more than it was. It used to be we would have 2 or 3 things a week that were heat pressed. We were cutting vinyl in house or printing like on our Roland. What were those called? Like we called them heat seals. Printable vinyl is all it was. And now we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we had 8 or 9 double-sided heat presses now of various types, like tag presses and full 16 by 20s. And we have some that are just permanently set up for sleeves, some that are permanently set up for tags, and then hats and stuff. So it's definitely all day, every day now. Whereas it used to be maybe 4 to 6 hours a week involved heat presses.
What are those types of jobs size wise?
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, it varies from, 20 pieces or 15 pieces for clients that could talk us out of our minimums, up to, we have multiple 250 piece DTF jobs, this week. So tote bags, and we've got this rodeo came to us. They do a big order every year, and they wanted this thing that we probably in the past would have printed, sim process. But they only wanted 250 of them, and the project wasn't going to work right for setting up sim process for a couple different reasons. And we said, well, let's try this DTF. And so we brought in DTF. We did it like 5 or 6 different ways, and then just picked the version of art that we liked that had the best look and the best hand, and we went with that. So that's another 250 pieces. But the front left chest is one color, so it'll get screen printed and then film on the back. But they've done a good job to where I'm having a hard time starting to tell the difference. We're taking tips from our buddies.
So now you are thinking about buying a DTF.
Yes.
I have a feeling you'll buy one in the next 60 days, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
What amount of can we talk through your thought process? Do you guys do any on-demand e-commerce fulfillment also?
A little. We do like team stores. We do store. We call them team stores. We do stores through Printavo merch. We use that pretty often. We're actually getting ready to go full wide. So you mentioned cycling. We're heavy in cycling in a specific youth program called NICA. And so in 2 weeks, we're calling 500 teams to offer them all team stores, utilizing the merch platform off of Printavo. And a lot of that will be done with film, or we call it film, DTF. Yeah, whatever term we're using.
It would have been nice if they just kept calling it film. Wouldn't it be nice if Printavo merch stores had custom fields at checkout? Anyways,
we're not here to talk about Bruce.
Yeah. Okay. What is your rationale about what has your thought process been about finally buying this piece of equipment? Can you walk us through inside your brain for the last year, 6 months, day?
Yeah. So, I mean, Steven, you and I talk a lot, and the guys that we're in a chat group with talk about data-driven decisions a lot, right? So for us, especially at the end of last year, we said, well, look up how much we spent on DTF. And it was in the tens of thousands, high tens of thousands, right? So we looked at that and we said, oh, that's
what
a whole lot on
range was
DTF.
that?
And that would have been for like a year. I think Allison did the math, and it was January 1 of 23 to December 1, if you will. That's when we pull all the data together.
Are we talking like 20,000 or like 80,000? Give us
like 50, 60,000.
Okay. So yeah, $4 or $5 grand a month. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good amount of money. But the hangups for us were the weight. Even when they're turning it around quick, we use stalls for a lot of that. We've utilized everyone to some degree. Fusion, stalls, Supercolor. We've used them all for various things. But even if we get it fast is 4 days, right? Fast is that's fast. It's three to 4 days, depending on if you can hit their ship times and their drop times and all that. So for us, the biggest thing for us is speed, and especially for like the rodeo order we just did. I would have loved to have been able to pull those 5 different tests all at once and been able to say, all right, we're going to do these 5 tests, and 30 minutes later, we could have all of the tests right in front of us, press them. We could tweak things, we could change things, and run different options to get the best effect possible. I don't like the guesswork of even if you get your system down really, really, really good, it still feels like guessing when you send that file out and hope they come in just right. Hope it comes in consistent to even the one sample that you ordered the week before. So now I know that it's mostly about control. It's a little bit of cost savings overall. We'll see if it's actually cost savings once we get it in house. But even if it's a break even on the cost of the transfers themselves, with our time and maintenance and all that, the speed is the biggest thing for me, and being able to sample and test in-house versus having to wait 4 days every time I want to test something.
Steven, rebuttal or
no, I'm just I really okay. The reason I admire this is your thought process. There's a lot of wisdom behind your thought process. So like the first stepping stone was we are spending $50,000 to $60,000 a year on transfers. And so now it's like DTF machine, you have entered the equation, right? Yeah. And now you started to think about, okay, I would like it because it would help me with QC and I could get to market faster and I could be able to do all of these things. So now that you're in this conversation, I guess you are considered a qualified shop. What are the next conversations that you're, right? Because I went to DTF Expo and man, there are so many unqualified buyers buying machines, and that I cringe, right? And so
unqualified printers pressing DTF, there's a lot of that out there, right?
Or unqualified garage shops that think if I buy a machine, I'll automatically start selling, when it's like start selling and order your transfers. That's for another day.
Or they're putting it on everything. That's super annoying. But
6-panel hats, and it's like, no, doesn't work.
No.
Can you tell us what your thought process is now? What are the things that you're thinking about, research that you've done? Why haven't you pulled the trigger sooner?
Yeah.
Talk to us about that right now.
So we've done DTG for a number of years. We've been in the DTG game for 12 years now. And we've from back in the GT 541 era, CMYK only, all the way through the 381 series and now into the GTX series. So we've kind of been through the whole game, and we've been with Brother the whole time. The best thing I like about it is I like a purpose-built machine. I like a machine that was made to do what it does. And I know that for the longest time, I was like, I'm not buying a hacked up machine. I'm not buying a machine that was made to print paper that they're somehow figuring out how to push these other inks through onto this other kind of paper. That has never made sense to me. I don't like it. I've been really happy with Brother, but Brother built a purpose-built DTG machine. Their heads are made to print on GARM. Everything, their heads are made for the inks that they're delivering, the substrates that they're printing on. Like, that is what those machines are made for. So for us, I wanted to wait until I don't know how else to say this other than a reputable company brought a purpose-built machine market. And I think we're starting to see that with Roland, Mamaki. Some of these larger name companies are saying, okay, we are now making machines that are specifically made for this. And along with that, you get the service network and you get the parts availability and all that stuff. So I wasn't willing to experiment on the front end with machines that are good machines, that are fast machines, that are putting out great prints. I can't have it be something I have to mess with. I need it to be something that just does its damn job.
Rebuttal or rest your case.
Are you saying
Steven's been through them, so
I know, but that's why I'm kind of bringing this up, is like, because I guess I'm curious, Steven, on like the thoughts of the time, the cost time trade-off. And because you talk about a lot of the maintenance aspect and the color matching issues. And I guess you had to figure out the machines before.
So for us, a direct-to-film printing was an unlock for our business. We would not be able to do what we do today without DTF printing. Period. So I was actually like diving in head first as fast as possible, trying to break it and iterate, because it was the only unlock for our business, right? We could not. And so for you guys at TC, it's not necessarily an unlock. It's just like it's going to add a convenience. It might add a cost saving, but it's not the linchpin to 10x your business. Right?
No,
it's just like a tool in your belt. you kind of said like, I just want things to work. Is that from scar tissue of like, I'm done in my life being that guy? No, really, like, because you and Justin Lawrence have said the same thing. Like,
yeah,
where is that coming from?